the distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, the host of today's event. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, as you come to talk to our people. Please, a big round of applause, a round of applause.
Your Excellency, President Buhari, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Right Honorable Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, ably represented by Honorable Linda Choba Ibazo, and other members of the National Assembly who are with us here this afternoon. Your Excellency, Honorable Mai Mela Bunu, CON, the Governor of Yobe State. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Professor Placid Njoko. The Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emeka Ndoka, and other principal officers and members of Imo State House of Assembly. The President Court of Appeal, ably represented by the presiding judge of the Federal Court of Appeal, Owerri Division. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Honorable Boss Mustafa, ably represented by the Permanent Secretary General Services. Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Maigari Dingadi, and other honorable ministers, particularly my own Minister of State Education, Right Honorable Goodluck Nana Opia. The Acting Chairperson, Police Service Commission, Milord Justice Clara Bata Ogumbi, the Chief of Defense Staff, my brother, General Lucky Irabo, and other service chiefs, the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Air Staff as represented, and that of the Naval Staff, ably represented. My Action Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, heads of paramilitary organizations in Nigeria, members of the various political parties and their representatives, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Assistant Inspector General of Police, and other senior police officers that are participating today in this retreat, members of Imo State Expanded Executive Council, and other government and political appointees, both in Imo State and at the federal level, members of the heads of security agencies in Imo State, heads of anti-graft agencies in Nigeria, the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mohammed Yakubu, ably represented by General Kale Modibo, the National Commissioner, all retired Inspector Generals of Police, retired DIGs, AIGs, and other senior police officers retired. The Chairman, Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers, His Royal Majesty, Eze Dr. Isi Okeke, CFR, National President of Nigerian Bar Association, ably represented here, Your Royal Highnesses, Ndieze, media executives, distinguished invited guests, distinguished resource persons to this retreat, participants to the police conference / retreat, captains of industry, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed on behalf of the government and people of Imo State that I most heartily welcome you all to Imo State and to this 3-day retreat of senior officers of the Nigerian Police Force. We have reserved the warmest welcome for the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, the Minister of Police Affairs, Alhaji Mohammed Megari Dingadi, the Inspector General of Police, and other very important dignitaries gracing this occasion today. I welcome also all the top echelon and senior officers of other sister agencies, both the military and the paramilitary, who will be taking part in the 3-day retreat here in Owerri. It is noteworthy that this retreat of senior security chiefs is taking place a few weeks after the state hosted a similar event organized by the Nigerian Army. I am personally delighted that on both occasions, Imo State emerged the preferred destination and the host of such significant and very important events involving around our armed forces. There is no doubt in my mind that hosting this event will help to reassure both residents and visitors that Imo State is safe again for businesses and tourism. All thanks to President Buhari, GCFR. I listened to the Police Inspector General of Police when he commended the President for approving almost all his requests and for the support Imo State government, through me, is also giving to the Nigerian police. But one silent point is that my support to you is possible because of the support Mr. President is giving to me. I believe that the presence of the top brass of the police and other security agencies in the state for the next 3 days will also help to restore the much-needed confidence in our people and help fortify our sense of security and safety. I hope you will all find the time to move around and interact with our people and take advantage of your visit to behold for yourselves the profound transformation of the state, which my administration inherited only a couple of years ago. We are known for our hospitality. I therefore urge you all to feel at home in Imo State. I was personally delighted and somewhat flattered when I learned about your reasons for choosing Imo State as the venue for this conference. The first of it all is the cordial relationship that exists between my administration and the security agencies. The next, I understand, is a successful containment of insecurity in the state. And finally, my undying commitment to the unity and the indissolubility of the Nigerian nation. I thank you so much for these kind acknowledgements and endorsements. I would like to assure you that we will not rest on our oars, as I do not intend to relent in my determination to leave a legacy of a safe, peaceful, and prosperous Imo State. Going forward, this conference is crucial since it is aimed at evolving strategies towards discharging the duties of the police ahead of the general elections scheduled for 2023. It is therefore gratifying to note that history will remember that it was in the beautiful city of Owerri during my tenure as the governor of Imo State that the police met and planned how to give Nigeria one of the most peaceful elections in its history. I say this rather prophetically because I wish and foresee a very peaceful and credible election in 2023. The President has made a commitment towards this, and the Independent National Electoral Commission has also assured us that this will be the case. As you may know, I've remained a relentless advocate of free, fair, and peaceful elections in the country. I have always maintained that every election dispute can and should be resolved peacefully through available legal channels, not by violence or by heating up the polity. When we as politicians accept the fact that losers of today can be winners of tomorrow, then we will see no reason to rock the boat when we lose. I believe that this conference should look more critically at this sole aspect of politics. Perhaps if you do, you may find lasting solution to the threat which election losers continually pose to our national cohesion. I'm happy that the Police High Command has chosen a perfect team for this retreat. The team, which is the imperative of a Nigerian police strategic plan for a peaceful election, is not only apt but reassuring as we approach the general elections of 2023. Permit me, therefore, to suggest that this strategic plan should include a recommendation that all the candidates in all the elections must undertake under oath to denounce violence. They should also commit and sign an undertaking that all disputes over election results can only be challenged peacefully through the court processes, and that the parties to the dispute must be bound by the outcome of that process. I make this submission because it is obvious to me and other objective observers that post-election violence constitutes a major threat to our democracy. Whereas an election could be adjudged peaceful and free, the refusal of some politicians to accept an outcome of that election or their defeat often throws up more severe threats to our democracy. As we all know, the police is at the forefront of ensuring compliance, peace, and order at any election in Nigeria. The involvement of other security agencies during the conduct of elections is purely complementary. Their role, therefore, is to help you carry out your constitutional duties of maintaining law and order during the process. As such, you must take this responsibility very, very seriously. I expect that you will come out of this retreat far better aware and prepared for the challenges ahead. I believe that with the innovations evolved by the Independent National Electoral Commission, all that is needed now is a conscientious and competent police to conduct a credible, fair, and transparent elections in the country in 2023. Apart from preparing the police for the immediate task ahead, which is the 2023 elections, they also have to be prepared for the daily challenge of fighting crime and criminality. For some time now, it does seem that the criminals have been armed with sophisticated weapons that have emboldened them to even attack the police, not just at the checkpoints, but also at police stations. To be frank, this is unacceptable in any civilized society. Let me therefore use the opportunity of this auspicious event to appeal to both governments and other stakeholders, especially the private sector, to continuously support the police at this point when they are going through the most challenging phase of policing and law enforcement in the history of our country, Nigeria. As we know, the protection and security of lives and property should be the concern of all and sundry. To this end, I appeal to big corporations to also step out and do more to support the police by assisting them with the provision of operational, communication, logistic equipments, and technologies they need for greater efficiency. I am aware that various states have also been supportive of the police and will continue to help in that regard. For us in Imo State, we have long realized that a well-equipped and trained police is a sure way of combating crime. Let me use this opportunity, therefore, Mr. President and distinguished guests, to reaffirm my unflinching support for the police and other security agencies in Imo State, and promise that my government will continue to do whatever we can to make their job easier, safer, and more efficient. I'm aware that supporting the police goes beyond training and the provision of equipment. The welfare of police officers and men is equally very paramount. I acknowledge that the current management of the force has been proactive in ensuring the prompt promotion of officers and men, as well as in the payment of insurance or insurances to the families of the deceased officers. I want to encourage you to keep it up Such gestures should be sustained as it motivates officers to give in their best and to always serve with all their might. As you embark upon the arduous task of this strategic retreat, please do also find time to explore and savor what Imo State has to offer in terms of hospitality and tourism. I'm confident that by the time you leave, you will be looking forward for another opportunity to return back to Owerri. Once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your role. I want to particularly thank Nigerian police and other sister agencies for your role in restoring peace in our state. Welcome to Imo State, the Eastern Heartland. I wish all a very fruitful retreat and a memorable stay in Imo State. At the end of this retreat, may you all, by the grace of God, travel back safely to your various destinations. May God bless all of us.
Mr. President,